Hello everyone, XV here from youtube.com/xvroguegaming, and this is the 7th video in a weekly series I'm doing for Dota Cinema designed to take your game to the next level. Congratulations to this week's winner, ZH Joel, for posting a suggested topic in the comments for last week's tutorial. Remember that your topic doesn't need to be the one that is chosen. All you have to do to win is be subscribed to my channel and let me know something that you would like to learn about. This week's video is about starting gold and items. While on the surface that can seem basic, it's a place a lot of people go wrong, and I've thrown in some advanced tips as well. Unless you random or repick, every hero starts with 603 gold. How you choose to spend this money has a massive impact on your early game effectiveness. It can mean the difference between winning your lane or losing it, not to mention getting or giving first blood. The two primary things to have when you leave your base for the first time are stats and regen. Stats for last hitting and or hit points, and regen to not get harassed out of lane. While we'll talk about specifics in a moment, let's explore two concepts a lot of players take for granted. The cost of an item increases non-linearly based on its worth per slot. Ignoring item combinations, a simple example would be of gauntlets of strength versus a belt of strength. If your goal was only to acquire 6 strength, you could do it with 2 pairs of gauntlets for only 300 gold. It would cost 50% more to buy 1 belt of strength for the same result. That said, a belt takes up only 1 slot. You're paying extra for it being a condensed set of gauntlets. Your inventory value is at its lowest at the beginning of the game. You have 6 available slots, and unless you're doing something odd, not enough gold to fill every one of them with money to spare. This means that early game, we're looking for cheap space fillers that give us the most impact. As a side note, real estate is also something you want to consider throughout the game. Buying items that consolidate is the best way to avoid having to sell to make room. Another thing I see players ignore is what is and isn't for sale at side shops. If you're laning in either the top or bottom lane, starting with anything that is available at the side shop, with the exception of a stout shield or quelling blade, is a bad idea simply because they're accessible while in lane. Instead, you should spend that gold on items you would not otherwise have access to, generally things that will keep you in lane longer, or items that can be combined with those in the side shop. This is a small caveat to real estate, as an item such as a ring of protection, when combined with components from the side shop, have more impact than simply being the sum of their parts. The best stat to gold item in the game is the Ironwood branch. Costing only 53 gold, it has 3 times the standard worth of the next best attribute item at the cost of taking up a lot of space. These are an amazing filler item, and typically after my regen and situational items are covered, I want every spot of my inventory to have one of these. The exception is that if I intend on making a bracer, wraithband, or null talisman, I will normally buy the +3 core item for the sake of real estate. You're going to take damage. There's no way around it. Whether it's stray creep hits or more notably the intentional harassment of enemy heroes, you cannot afford to leave your lane early game. The two options you have are tangos and healing salves. Side by side they're very similar, tangos healing 115 hit points with 3 charges for 345 total, and healing salves replenishing 400 hit points once. Their gold value is also similar at 90 versus 100. Despite this similarity, one is not, however, a substitute for the other, and in my opinion there are very few situations where you will not want one of each out of your starting gold. Tangos are excellent if you've taken some stray damage to keep you at full HP. They're also fantastic because they cannot be interrupted by taking damage. The downside is their rate of return. It would take a set of tangos 48 seconds to heal as much as a healing salve does in 9. The healing salve, however, can be interrupted by taking more than 20 damage in a single hit, and also has a tendency to overheal. That is to say, unless you've taken equal to or greater than 400 damage, the excess of the healing salve is wasted, whereas a tango is almost always entirely effective healing. This speed of HP return is their biggest asset. If at very low hit points, the idea of standing around for 48 seconds waiting for tangos to kick in is ludicrous. A more advanced use of the healing salve is also during an attempted kill instead of after. Briefly getting out of sight while evading, or just getting enough of a lead that you're out of attack range, will let you kite while the healing salve does its work, sometimes even turning the tides on a would-be gank. While on the topic of uses, an underused tactic for tangos is to pre-consume one before making an aggressive play. While in effect, a tango provides 7.2 hit points per second regeneration. That's more than a 900 gold ring of health provides. Eating one while at or next to full life will let you tank stray creep hits, or even trade blows more effectively during early skirmishes, and often let you get a kill in a fight you'd have otherwise lost or traded.
It's probably not a problem. Probably.
A lot of the time, the recommended items for heroes are not the best, or maybe just not to your liking. A feature that is widely unknown is that you have the ability to customize the recommended tab in the game. Simply clicking the pencil in the top left will let you drag and drop items into place. The only downside of this feature is that they're not hero specific and you need to manually select presets that you've saved at the start of each game. That said, I have a few templates made for heroes I play often who have recommendations I disagree with. While there are a few other unique situations, such as starting with specific recipes, I hope that you found this video useful for taking your game to the next level. Remember that it's you who decide the topic, so be sure to post in the comments below what you'd like to see next week, and subscribe to my channel to be eligible to win. As always though, if you like this video, please thumbs up, share, and check out my channel for more in-depth guides and exclusive content and contests. Until next week, this is XV, signing out.